Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you had a lovely holidays. I've been in contact recently with a gentleman by the name of Christian who has some experiences in the past he wanted to share with me. And he isn't making any claims, merely a strange set of circumstances that have left him with questions he can't answer and the need to know if anyone else has experienced anything like this in this area or anywhere else in the UK. This encounter took place near a village called Paull, several miles northeast of the city of Hull. The year was 2002-2003. Christian said, I started visiting the area of the sighting in the late summer-autumn of that year. I lived in Hull at the time with my girlfriend and our young daughter. I had two good friends whom I used to go out playing pool with, Johnny, who was my girlfriend's nephew, and his friend Rob. In the evening we would go out in the car to Paull, which are three good pubs, all with pool tables, and to complete the group there was Patch, my Jack Russell dog, who we took along for walkies before we went to play pool. The lane we used to go down to let Patch have a run is called Newlands Lane, and it's a narrow, lonely, quiet country lane with hardly any traffic. It was so quiet we could even sit in the car and let Patch wander about the lane by himself. If something did come, you could see it from quite a distance, and we'd go and get him off the road. He never usually ventured far from the car. While we talked and had a smoke, the dark nights came, and we continued our routine of parking up in the passing place. I would let Patch out with the boot, I'd take the parcel shelf off, then have a chat and a smoke, whilst he wandered about. It was even easier to see cars coming in the dark, with their headlights visible from quite a great distance. One evening we'd been chatting away and John suddenly noticed we hadn't seen Patch for a while. I wasn't too worried initially and just called his name through the open window. Nothing. I called again and then got out. Still nothing. There was no sign of him. To cut a long story short, there followed 20 minutes of frantic calling and searching with torches before Patch finally turned up, trotting down the lane from behind the car, seemingly none the worse for wear for his adventure. No more was mentioned about this incident until we went back a couple of nights later. We parked up in our usual spot, and it was dark and quiet, and as I got out and went to open the boot, I had a large black box in there in which I kept my tools, etc. Patch had got behind it somehow and was hiding. Now, a word about Patch. He is sadly no longer with us, but he used to love riding in the car. However, he loved walkies more than anything, and he should have leapt out of the boot as usual that night. When I'd moved the box and took his collar, he was shaking violently. I quickly realised he was terrified, and this was very odd, as this dog wasn't scared of anything. I tried to reassure him, and as I didn't want him doing anything in the car, I tried to get him out. He had other ideas and just jumped straight back into the car. This happened several times, and he was obviously just too frightened. In the end, we had to drive to another area, and as soon as we were away from the lane, he was fine. This continued to happen over the next few weeks, with Patch slowly getting bolder, but still totally freaked out by the place, and we would soon realise exactly why he was scared. Over the next few weeks, I will bring you more on Patch and Christian's encounter. I'm hoping we can find him some answers. As most Brits will know, the Jack Russell breed is a working dog, a breed that was bred to hunt foxes as far back as the 1800s. Although short in stature, they are a loyal and fierce breed and will work until they drop to get the job done. Something bigger than a British fox or badger would not have scared. Those animals would not have scared Patch, is what I'm trying to say. It would have to be something really big and really scary to upset a Jack Russell to the point that it didn't want to get out of the boot of the car. And I doubt even a large puma type cat would either, to be honest. The breed's known for its courage, and whatever scared him that much must have presented him with a fear he didn't forget, and his reluctance to leave the car says a lot to me as a dog owner, and in fact probably does to many of you too. And I've spoken to Christian today, and he's emailed me the second part of his account through, so I'm going to get that done for you, and I'll bring it to you over the weekend. Enjoy your time off for those that are off work, And don't work too hard for those that are not off work, unfortunately. And I will speak in the week. Good night.